plugged it in, and I'm 99% sure that that fixed the problem. All right guys, I'm back and it has been a while. I got this baby face going on now. So the truth is, the reason I haven't been posting a lot is because I've been trying to hide my receding hairline from you guys. I've been looking for a good hat and honestly, I just haven't found one. And I've also just been really busy working on some other projects. So I'll kind of walk you guys around and show you what I've been working on in the meantime and show you what I want to do today. So let's go check it out. Also, if the audio is not coming in good, I really apologize for that. I lost my other mic here, but I gotta film this for you guys because you guys deserve an update. So, in the last video, we did the, what did we do? What did we do in the last video? Oh yeah, in the last video, we did the ignition coils, spark plug wires, manifold air pressure sensor, and then I went and did like a test fly. I was still getting issues with the O2 sensors, so I replaced the O2 sensors, and I'm still getting a bank 1 sensor 1 issue. So it could be the sensor is bad, or it could be something with the harness, or it could be something with the ECU, and that's what we're going to try to figure out today. I also was having an issue with my tail beacon here. So basically, that tail beacon, if you're not familiar, so for my aviation guys, you'll get it. My car guys, bear with me. Okay, so in an airplane, you have a transponder, which basically is almost like, it basically sends out a code. And that code is connected to like your airplane or airplanes in general, right? So typically for general aviation, your transponder, you would put in 1200, and then when you're out flying around, ATC will see all these 1200s flying around. If you want to have ATC track you directly, they'll give you a different code to put in, and you put that code in, and now instead of being 1200, you'll be 0324 or something like that. Whatever code they tell you to put in, right? It's typically different every single time. If it is the same as last time, that's usually just a coincidence, okay? So that is what this tail beacon here thing does. So this is a newer product. It's made by Avionics. This is not sponsored, but I will say that company, I highly recommend them. Their customer service is incredible. So I was having some issues with my tail beacon. So basically what I had to do was I had to do a ground test. So I pulled this out, tested out some wires, and I found that this plug up here, it's actually like literally this black plug right here. So this plug, the pins inside of that plug were messed up. So basically I fixed the pins, plugged it in, and I'm 99% sure that that fixed the problem, but I'm not sure yet. So the other thing that I'm having issues with, I guess now, is the O2 sensors, and that's what you guys are gonna help me work on today. So basically I have my multimeter, and we're gonna just turn this thing on and see if we're getting our 12 volt in the correct spot, if we're getting our ground in the correct spot. Then I have to crawl up underneath this thing, which will be very not visually appealing to say the least, and make sure that the pins on the wires both have continuity to make sure that they're going to the correct part on the ECU. So if the harness checks out, then I can test another sensor, which I know that the sensor on the other side is good. So once I can switch those, if I'm still getting the same error on this side, then 99% it is an ECU issue. So let's get into it. It is not hot enough to have your door cracked. So you keep your door cracked while you're taxiing to make sure you don't basically overheat, because it can get pretty hot in these cockpits when you're not flying or don't have any airflow going through there. I used to do that a lot when I lived out in California, and the temperatures are a lot higher, and I'm sure here in the summer you'll do that as well, but it is like 50 degrees out right now. It's like not super warm. I would not have my door open right now, but hey, maybe they just need the fresh air. All right, so you guys know what we got to do. We got to take that cowling off, so let me just go get that done. I am such an idiot. So basically, I'm gonna try to go to the FBO real quick to see if they have any tape. Apparently I didn't bring any. and I cut my fingers in like 2 different spots. It's not that it hurts or anything, it's just there's, you know, liquid going where I don't really need liquid going in my fingers. And anyways, I can't believe I cut myself twice on that stupid screw. Anyways, note to self, note to anyone out there, if your screws are starting to strip, just replace them. And if you have a bad bit on your impact or your drill, just change the bit. Oh my gosh. All right guys, I'll be right back. Thank you to the fine ladies and gentlemen in the FBO for getting me some tape. Got my fingers taped up. I will say they did offer me first aid. I decided to just tape it up, and now I am ready to pull this pesky guy out and not cut myself on it again. All right, well, I don't have the right tool for it. Didn't bring the right tool for it. Perks of having a hanger. Oh, wait a second. That's right, I don't. I'm gonna show you guys what we're working on here, okay? This is the plug that's in question. So you can see there's 4 wires. Should be a power, a ground, a high, and a low. So we just wanna make sure all of these wires are in the correct spot and that we're getting power to where it needs to go and ground where that needs to go as well. So I'm gonna check the plug on the other side because I know the other side is working. So I just wanna make sure sensor to sensor that our wires are all in the same spot. Okay, so on the other side, it's the same yellow, white, black, and red. So now I'm just gonna go through testing the pins there. So let me go get the multimeter and we can start testing stuff. So normally I would check this on the interwebs to make sure that my sensor wires, so we got the basically black, and blue, white, are going to the correct pins over here, right? So this one on the far right should be the heater, and then this one should be the ground, and then this should be the high and low that go to our ECU. So let me just Google that really quick. All right, so I'm pretty sure this is the pin for it. I don't know if you guys can see that. So basically, this has a tan, white, black, pink. I don't even know, man. The wires are just not even the correct thing here. But basically, it's low signal, bank 1, high signal, bank 1, ground, and then ignition voltage. So I think that's exactly the order that we have. If we look at it, we have ground on this one and then ignition voltage on this one. So those are the 2 I'm going to check first. Might as well check ground first. So I'm going to just ground this puppy out. This is the grounding block right here, so I'm just going to throw that right on there. I'm going to test this in a few places to make sure that we're getting a good ground. So that's on the exhaust. Now I'm going to test the grounding pin on here. Okay, so that grounding pin is good. The next thing I want to check is this to make sure there's 12 volts. So let me change the setting on here and make sure we're getting 12 volts to that, which we are. We're getting 13 volts. So those 2 connectors are good so far, which means now we have to test these 2, which becomes a lot more difficult. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use one of my old O2 sensors. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I threw this away. So this is like a good thing to, I think, good thing to use your old sensors for. So this is a sensor I took out, it's a bad one. I was gonna throw it away. What I'm actually gonna do is now I'm gonna use this plug to plug into here. And I'm gonna cut this sensor off so I can connect my little alligator clip onto this wire. One of my favorite wiring tools right here. Actually, don't even need to cut the sensor off. What I can do is I can just grab these wires like this, and then I can just do this, and then it'll expose some of the wires. So, but we only need to do that with, not those ones. We only need to do that with this blue and this white one here. So yeah, so let me just go ahead and expose these pieces here. Although right after I said this is my favorite tool, I can't seem to figure out how to get it to work. A knife would also work, but of course, you know me, I didn't bring one. I'm just gonna cut this sensor off. How about that? Let's just do this. Sensor's going in the trash anyway. To be fair, I've also had this tool for like 10 years. It's possible it's time for a new one. Worked perfect first time. I think I just really need a new tool. We don't want to mess that up. We'll test this blue one first. Pins number 44 and 45 are supposed to be empty. 46, 47, and 48 are all supposed to have wires in there. I'm pretty sure that's where my issue's coming from. It's crazy to think that we flew the plane even with this bad like ECU thing. So it just goes to show you like how awesome LS engines are. I'll just test these 2 wires at a time. I'll get this one pinned correctly. and then I'll do the other one. Bring you guys around here. I don't really know how much of a view you'll have. This is gonna be very undesirable to look at. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of dreading this. I gotta crawl up under here, pull these clips off. This is a hidden talent. Now, I need to make sure I have all my tools, multimeter. All right, so there's one blue thingy. And I think that's the only one I need to really take off. It's actually the wrong one. Never mind. We have the alligator clip here. So this is bank 1, sensor 1 high. Should be white and purple, 47.
All right, guys, so we're going to basically sum up the video there. Right now, all I'm doing is hooking up the HB tuners and going through the starting sequence. What I found out was that the pins in the ECU, when we rewired this, didn't actually go into the correct spots. The left bank O2 sensor was wired into the right side, and the right bank O2 sensor was basically not wired in at all. But we got it all figured out, started it up, went for a couple test flights, and she is running good now. I will post some of that in the next video. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below and give me some feedback on what you guys would like to see. Was this too technical of a video? Was it not technical enough? Would you like to see more of the actual troubleshooting, less of the peanut gallery commentary? Anyways, let me know, guys. It was great making this video, and I look forward to making many more. Peace.